Greetings. We are still continuing our series on the book of Exodus. Today we want to look at a very important topic from Exodus chapter 14. We want to look at the word panic. Sometimes you are faced with certain situations that frightens you to the extent that you get desperate and get unsettled and do not know what to do. We sometimes even get panic attacks when we are suddenly confronted with illness. After Pharaoh allowed the Israelites to leave Egypt to Canaan, the promised land, he created a panic situation in Exodus chapter 14, verses 10 to 14. And this panic situation was because after he has allowed the Israelites to go, he decided that he was going to pursue them because he thought it was a mistake to make the Israelites go. So when we look at Exodus chapter 14, verses 10 to 14, there are four things that happened concerning panic that we want to look at. First, the cause of panic. Two, reaction to panic. Three, response to panic. And lastly, the solution to panic. What is the cause of panic? When you go to Exodus chapter 14 and verses 8 and 9, you see the cause of panic of the Israelites after they saw that they were being pursued by the Egyptians. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. He chased after the people of Israel who had left with fists raised in defiance. The Egyptians chased after them all with all their forces and Pharaoh's army, all his horses and chariots, his charioteers and his troops. The Egyptians caught up with the people of Israel as they were camped beside the shore near Pihahiroth across Baal Zephon. So the cause of panic, as we see in Exodus chapter 14, verse 8 and 9, was that they saw the Egyptians chasing them. And they were chasing them with horses and chariots. And it was full force. And because of that, the Israelites were frightened, they panicked, and they were desperate. What was the reaction of the Israelites to the panic situation they were in? Exodus chapter 14, verse 10 says, as Pharaoh approached the people of Israel, as Pharaoh approached, the people of Israel looked up and panicked when they saw the Egyptians overtaking them. When they saw the Israelites overtaking them, they panicked. Have you been in that situation before? You see somebody chasing you and you start running and you know the person is coming to harm you. And as you run, by the time you realize he has caught up with you and he's about to just either hit you with a stone, hit you with a knife, or hit you with something. Have you faced such a situation before? I'm sure you have seen situations where you panic. So that was the situation. The Israelites have caught up with them, and when they saw that they caught up with them and they were overtaking them, so the Egyptians were overtaking the Israelites so that they will run them over and then take over, kill them and slaughter them. So they were afraid. You get that panic situation when you see that you've been rounded over by your enemies. You've been rounded over by Satan. Demonic forces have rounded you over. Sometimes it can come in your dream. It can come really in a vision to you that you are being overpowered by satanic forces. You panic, and sometimes you wake up in your dream shouting. And sometimes it's real. You see your enemies rounding you over, shouting, insulting you, and attacking you with words and all sorts of things. That causes panic. And what was the reaction to panic by the Israelites? What was their reaction? When you read verse 10, it comes down to say that the Israelites, they cried to the Lord. They cried to the Lord. When you face a panic situation, what do? You have to cry to the man up there. They cried to the Lord. But sometimes when you cry to the Lord, what else do you have to do? The Israelites, after crying to the Lord, what did they do? And this is the funniest part. After crying to the Lord in verse 11, what did they do? And they said to Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? What have you done to us? Why did you make us leave Egypt?" So here you see that the immediate reaction was crying to God. But that was not a cry to God in faith. After that, they then started complaining. Why did you bring us here? It was a negative reaction. Sometimes we know God is there, we cry to Him, but we have a negative reaction. Why, God, why did you allow this to happen to me? Why do you allow my enemies to round me up? So it is something that happens to us. We should not immediately leave God's side after crying to Him because we have panicked. Now, Moses was there. What is Moses' response? Moses did not react negatively, but he responded positively. And that is what we see in verse 13. In verse 13, but Moses told the people, "Don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today." Moses' response was that, yes, you have panicked. You come to a situation where you are desperate, you are frightened, but don't be afraid. When you are afraid, you need that assurance from someone or from your own inner self to tell you that don't be afraid. The Lord will rescue you. Whatever panic situation you are in, after realizing that God is the only one who can help you, all you have to do is to assure yourself by saying, "Fear not, the Lord is with you." There are so many fear nots in the Bible, about 365 fear nots in the Bible. And because there are 365 fear nots for each day, God has a rescue plan. He says, "Don't be afraid, the Lord will rescue you," as we see in Exodus chapter 14, verse 13a. Don't be afraid, my friend. Whatever you are facing now, the Lord is assuring you in the words that Moses assured the Israelites with. Don't be afraid. The Lord God will rescue you. He has done it. The Lord God, who is the God of yesterday, today, and forever, will surely come to your rescue. Then you go to, after that, saying, Moses says something. And that which Moses said is what we've been saying to ourselves all the time. Moses said in Exodus 14:13b, he says what? The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Egyptians you see today, you will never be seen again. The Lord will provide the solution. The Egyptians that are chasing you, which is your challenge and your problem, the solution will come very soon to you. The Egyptians you see in your life today would vanish. It is just for a while. It will not be forever. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The problems you face today will go away and you never see those problems again. The challenges you see today, God would intervene and you will not see those challenges again. May you be assured by Moses' words that the Egyptians in your life that you see today, you will never see them again, because God would by all means rescue you from them, and after rescuing you, He will protect you from them, and He will make the provision for you to be able to go to your promised land. And He says in verse 14, the Lord Himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. This is the solution. First, that problem will vanish because God will work a miracle. 2, stay calm. The solution to panic is not desperation and becoming emotionally charged, running, crying, and doing all sorts of things. That is not the solution. He's saying that the Lord himself will fight for you. The battle is the Lord's and not yours. So don't arm yourself with physical armor, emotional charging, and psychological warfare. Just put your hands in the hands of God and stay calm in the face of adversity, and the Lord will fight for you. May God fight for you when you face panic. May God fight for you when you react to panic naturally by being frightened. May God fight for you when he makes you have a response of fear not. May God fight for you when you have a solution that assures you that this is just for a while. And after this while has passed, you will never go through those problems again. All you need is to stay calm because the Lord is a conqueror. Our victory is in him. God bless you.
You are blessed with this message. To get in touch with other messages of the servants of God, follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.